Steve Lomas is as well. He's got over the tummy trouble that kept him out of West Ham's win at Fulham. Glenn Roeder admits it's tough on Edouard Cissé, who deputised well on Wednesday. Now, at a time when FIFA are calling for more homegrown players in each national league, West Ham look well placed. 7 of this starting 11 are English, and start with 5 English-born players, even without the new local hero, Wayne Rooney, again on the bench. One of them, Alan Stubbs, comes in for David Weir, who's suspended for that recent red card at Old Trafford. But disappointment for Evertonians with the news that Thomas Gravesen, who's been in great form, is missing with a knee problem. But Sweden's Tobias Linderoth had a very good World Cup and should be a capable replacement. To the pitch, it will be very exposed to the gusty winds that have been ripping around the southeast of England. But it goes on. It's West Ham against Everton, and it's back in 1987. And if West Ham need to sort out their... Coming towards Carsley, Minto stooping in, and Lee Tier, and headed by Ian Pearce, misjudged by Yobo. A chance for Defoe to make an impression in the Everton penalty area, but Hibbert got back. Still his ground. Minto with the throw. Joe Cole with the cross. And Sinclair's shot, parried away by Wright. And he'll be lining up in Everton's colours at the start of the next season. James near his angles then. Carsley putting
the spin in behind, but the ball certainly held up in the wind and caused David Unworth a problem or two.
He nearly gave his old club a real bit of assistance. Here's Di Canio.
Nice advantage from the referee there. He's going to bring it back for the foul on Cole.
Sinclair's gone towards the near post. Richard Wright makes it his. They have lost to promoted clubs, West Bromwich Albion, Birmingham City, Charlton, who are below them in the table. Drawn with Manchester City here, and of course should have beaten Arsenal. Everton, who have beaten Arsenal, try to defend this free kick and do so successfully. A bit of jumping in the mind of the referee.
Yeah, I think he's right.
Carrick. Repka. Repka there again, and this a bit more successful this time. Sinclair just behind Defoe, but he gets a touch. Cole trying to ease it on for Di Canio. There were possibilities there for West Ham. And now maybe Everton can counter-attack with Pembridge. Radzinski. It's always a lively of movement with the ball and without it. Carsley trying to carry it on, comes out to Lee Tier. The ball was there to be struck. From home at any level of footballers go behind early, and Everton have avoided that. Hibbert. Campbell. Here's Defoe, who of course earned that penalty that Di Canio dispatched on Wednesday night. Lomas, who missed the game through illness. Lomas. Carrick. Here's Minto. They're not really closed him down straight away, so Minto has the shot, which is well grasped by Richard Wright. The suggestion was a bit of swing. Pitches really don't do justice to the difficulty of the conditions. Carrick.
Yes, I mean, both teams are working really hard when they don't have the ball, Martin. In the feature of the game, I think Everton in particular, David Moyes will be really pleased with the opening half hour of this match. The way his team have played, defended well, looked threatening when they've gone forward.
Shift of direction for Cole. That's excellent. It's typical of the way Everton have been working. But they've lost it no sooner than they got the ball. But look at the Chinaman in there, trying to get it back and again. But There is a flag and a point in West Ham's direction from the referee. Canio's ball, good defending by Carsley. Repka got to it. Scott Minto was left back on the halfway line.
Weir, suspension, Gravison injury, he's not been able to do that.
Defoe. Stubbs again filling in well for the suspended David Weir. Hibbert. Saw play in Everton's youth team. They called him the Iceman then, and he's looked very calm in the Premiership when in possession. Here he is again. Have a shot here, and he does, and it's a decent shot too.
Oh, had some venom in it, didn't it? Very little backlift, and really, this one flew off the foot. Smashing strike, moving again through the air. Goalkeepers these days really have to keep their eye on it.
Here's Defoe. Was waiting to hear the whistle, couldn't hear it. All his Everton goals have come at home. And you look at the quartet who are playing today, and not too many goals in them. Here's Cole, and now Defoe. Still in play off Richard Wright's save. Held in by Daly. And Lomas with a tussle. The Canio. Worth there again. The foot was high. Hands were emphasising it. And he just got caught on the side of the head. Alan Irvine on the left there. It's the assistant to David Moyes, and in the background, a pensive Chris Woods, goalkeeping coach at Everton, former England goalkeeper, of course. I'm pretty glad he was saying before the game that he's not playing in this one with all this wind about. Nick deals with it well enough, but Everton have got a throw. Pembridge. Carsley's header is on target.
That went great defending from the throw, Martin. Got it far too easy into someone's feet in the box.
Di Canio. Carrick. Just have been a few occasions when West Ham have got the ball on this good Upton Park pitch and come forward with numbers. Worked an extra man in once or twice. On other occasions it was Minto down the left. He's scampering back to defend this side of the pitch now. Carsley's got support on the outside from Hibbert. Campbell, it is lurking on the edge of the area rather than challenging for the cross. Lee Tia. Oh, and James has missed it. And Lee Tia has fired it across the face of the goal.
Why go for goal? Oh, David James is a lucky boy. He took his eye right off this. Another little dink ball through here. But Lee Tia is not offside, but I thought the goalkeeper's got this, whether it just checked. And that's a pretty difficult angle with your left foot. And you're going to be turning it away from goal to be scoring. I just think anything back towards the penalty spot. Brzezinski was there, wide open. Might well have had the first goal.
Arguably the moment of the first half. Free chosen to accept it. Play would have been stopped, but to let the game go on with Wright in possession. Campbell. Brzezinski. Lee Tia. Carsley's cross.
Very good goal.
Nice work by Carrick. We're into the 1 extra minute.
Had a little chance in the break there, West Ham, but very quickly Everton got back. 4 midfield players shut it off.
Defoe. Di Canio.
What was happening for them in the top third? I think they've used it slightly better. They've been more threatening.
Reach half-time at 0-0. It might have been better. James's error after an excellent save. It must also be noted from Kevin Campbell. Lee Tia couldn't find the net from a very acute angle, and at half-time at Upton Park, where we're pleased to be playing in the circumstances. What Alan Kirbishy was saying about the atmosphere here, which was always great when the stadium was small and intimate. Bigger crowds, but of course it is a stadium now where maybe some of that noise goes up into the air in the way. Here's Pembridge. West Ham in trouble with this poor home start to the season. And also got a decent throw as well. Campbell flicks on. Sinclair trying to lead the way out, but the other number 8 United at the moment haven't made the breakthrough that they're so desperate to achieve on their own patch.
They started the second half really edgy, Martin.
Here's Linderot in for Gravison today. And there's another edgy moment. Michael Carrick would be happy for the same scenario to unfold here. Carrick won that strongly against Campbell, and fairly, more to the point. Here's Di Canio. And Sinclair was leaving it to Michael Carrick initially.
It was an after you, wasn't it? Neither took the responsibility.
Which is another sign just of lack of confidence. It's Campbell, Radzinski, and David James was coming out. Christian Daly got a good foot to it in the end.
Good defending from the full-back. Needed to be round on the cover, and he was. And it was important he was from West Ham's point of view.
Pivot. Lee Tier. Lee Carsley. Back by Yobo. Runs away from Repka. And, Carsley jogs over the ball. Pembridge whops it straight into the grateful arms of David Jones at Upton Park for West Ham. An important decision. Carsley floats it in. Campbell.
Yeah, should score. I know he gets thumped, but if he hits, fantastic ball in. It's that halfway house, tempts the goalkeeper. He doesn't get there, and anything less than that, then it's a goal. Too much on the header. Glances it anywhere down.
Di Canio to take it. Half the ground thought Ian Pearce had put West Ham into the lead. The net was certainly ruffled.
Well, it bulged, but from the outside in. It's a difficult header. He's got just beyond the near post. Richard Wright's across it. I think would probably have saved it. First real glimmer for a long time for West Ham.
Here is this, but it is still 0-0, slightly against the run of play. Cole, and here's Di Canio. Just didn't get hold of it.
Well, that's the best chance of the match. For a player of his quality, what a disappointment this must be. Gets in so cheaply, so free. Everton just got to sleep for once. Control was decent, but tried to hit it on the volley and really stubbed it into the ground.
Campbell, Linderot. It's a fine ball to Lee Tier. Pembridge. Well, it would have been work for David James, but for the block. It was very well hit by the Welshman. Lovely football from Everton.
Fantastic forward movement. Great vision from Lee Tier. And this is there to be hit. Beautifully set up. No need for a first touch.
Unsworth. The flag has gone up. The youngest of the Moyes boys is getting some instructions here. Radzinski.
I mean, who's coming off might be interesting. Obviously, the young lads can't going to come on. I mean, I think people watching would think automatically would look at Radzinski and say that be it. But as we've said, he has gone in with the 3 up top in away games before as well. So I think it would depend on whether David Moyes actually thinks his team or fancies his team to go on and win this match.
Defoe. Cole supporting in a close position, others arriving, but Everton in a decent defensive shape. Sinclair, Carrick, William Cole disputing possession. Never been a panicker at the back, Alan Stubbs. He's back his own technique on the ball. The only real deficiency in his game is he's perhaps exposed by the sprinters up front in the Premiership. Ooh, and Carrick launched himself at that. He was lucky he didn't make much contact to Linderoth. Here's Carsley. It's a stretch for it, James. So will it be Rooney for Radzinski, as it was last weekend?
It is.
18 for 8.
It hasn't quite been his day. We talked about the first half. Too much came off him. He's been a little better second half, but when it's really mattered and he's had to put that final pass in, he's been a little sloppy with it, Thomas Radzinski today.
Wayne with the world at his feet.
I mean, I feel for the boy already, because I know all the Everton fans have just given him a standing ovation as he's trotted on. Everyone who's watching at home expects him to produce now. And it's a huge burden on the lad.
Well, I covered the youth team last season. They got to the final, lost to Aston Villa, you might recall. And Stubbs made contact. Lomas. Campbell, and it's Wayne Rooney for Everton.
What a chance. You'd have bet money on him, wouldn't you? The way he took it away from Christian Daly and got it onto his right foot. Great play from Kevin Campbell. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. But I thought, having shifted it away from Daly onto his right side there, a strong side, would at least make
for it. Rooney trying to anticipate where it's going to drop, and he did that quite well. Campbell was there as well. Carsley's there over Rooney's head, headed out by Daly, forward by Carrick. Di Canio sloppy by his standards. Unsworth. David Unsworth with a deep ball. Carsley made it his, and Everton had the goal they deserved.
What a ball, and what a header. You just watch a man determined to win a header. Di Canio holds his head, he gave the ball away. Defoe wants this long. You see he goes to sprint into space, nothing wrong with that. Di Canio didn't see it, chose the wrong ball, but watch Lee Carsley, top of your screen. Watch a player attack a cross. It's a wonderful hanging cross from Unsworth, but here he comes, all over Minto. Determination. He wanted it. He was going to get there, and what a header he put on the end of it.
West Ham United are behind at home again. And the slight increase by Lee Carsley. His only previous Everton goal was also in London at Arsenal on the last day of last season.
Yeah, they're worth it. I don't think there's anyone watching the game can argue that Everton are worth the lead.
Unsworth. Just a bit too straight, and now advisor from this. It's the positive play at the other end of the pitch, just as Carsley wanted. Here's Sinclair. It's the player that West Ham need to impose his talent on the game, and Sinclair very involved in this. Well won by Stubbs. Campbell. Rooney is behind Pearce. Still going, and it's a goal kick. It's a good try to shrink that ham. Cisse. It was Sinclair who just found the ball a little too high.
The thing that I think they're trying to work hard not to commit. As I said, they put so much energy into their game. You do get one or two tired minds and tired legs.
Your ball. Now Carrick. He's here biting in around him. It's been the story of the afternoon. Hard going in the central midfield for West Ham United. In the wider positions too. No free kick. Everton move on. Campbell looking for Rooney, covering well. Christian Daly, of course, no
Pitch. Valuable when you do that.
Unsworth. The drop for Rooney. It's his turn. Still Rooney. Cambridge was there as well, but quite prepared to play second fiddle. In goes Yobo. Hibbert. Now's a chance to get to Di Canio away from Hibbert, who's repositioned. Yobo to get back to help him out. Still feel there's a bit in this for West Ham United. But they have to believe that. They have to show that they're not being weighed down by the jinx, as it seems, at home this season. Joe Cole. And Joe Cole still got it. And in the end, through sheer persistence, forcing Wright to keep it out by the near post.
Oh, that's extraordinary. I kept looking at the referee, thinking it's going to blow up for a free kick here. The ball seemed to be trapped in between players' legs for so long. But somehow he worked an angle, somehow he worked a shooting opportunity, and he didn't have to test the goalkeeper.
Di Canio. Carrick with a chance to plant it back. Oh, that was a good ball, as Richard Wright wanted to come and get it and knew he had no chance of getting it. Everton survived at the far post.
How about again, Martin? I'll tell you what, that was a brilliant defensive header. That was a great ball in, tempting, teasing, really saying to your front man, get after it. That's another corner.
With Joe Cole's ability.
For the first time in the match, can't remember West Ham having as much pressure in a sustained period.
And that's pinball in the penalty area.
Silly Christian Daly. Three at the back, Martin. Daly, Repka and Pearce, it shouldn't be a problem to them.
Carrick. Here's Camara.
Well, he asked the question.
Richard Wright.
Yeah, Richard Wright looked at the referee right away and he was asking, can I pick it up? Referee said no.
Sinclair. Oh, and Wright hasn't picked that one up, not at least at the first attempt.
For the majority of this match.
Carrick. Defoe. Bit of a dribbler in the end from Ian Pearce.
I think we'd be happy.
If they can hold on all 3 points here, working their way up the Premiership table. Cole. Canio ahead of him. Cole. He's put one.
Nearly.
Hibbert's down with cramp in his own penalty area. West Ham were to get the ball. Oh, well, Unsworth might get the ball here. James just beat him to it. Hibbert's managed to get himself off the pitch, so Everton have to fill in at right back. Kamara, this is Defoe.
Well, the last 7 or 8.
Canio. Defoe. Won't happen at Upton Park for West Ham United. Got to hit it back on. There's a breakout. There's 4 against 2 for Everton here. Carsley. No flag. Pembridge. Campbell. Spoilt for choice.
Overplay, maybe? The game over.
Ainsworth. Using up time. There was a strange hiatus involving Aston Villa for David Ainsworth.
Throws.
A goal kick. Stone. He's been on the injured list for a while. He's coming on for Lee Tier, who, if this is because he's run himself out, must be. He certainly has run himself out. A most industrious performance.
Well, they're just going to stick Pistone as another centre-back, Martin. They're going to go 5 strung straight along the back for the last, well, whatever minutes we're going to have, protecting what they have.
Camera. And it's Paolo Di Canio staying on his feet. Sinclair. Well, if there's a moment to sum up the day.
Opportunities in these last 15 minutes.
There'll be 3 extra minutes.
Enough on target, West Ham.
And it skims to Joe Cole. Carrick. Camera. Dahlia. From the left to the right, back to the left again. Cole. Never really got a sight of goal. Daly. Carrick. Carsley didn't kill the danger when he might have done. Oh, the deflection there.
Well watched.
From Jermaine Defoe.
Oh, well watched goalkeeper. I think it comes off the elbow in the end here as he strikes this through the legs, and that's the time when you really have to focus on the ball. Good clean hands as well from the goalkeeper when it mattered most.
Back in force, almost a case of too many cooks. Bit of hesitation between Stubbs and Pistone. Well, the job was done. Repka. It's been a very orderly Everton performance based on the team ethic. It's somehow got to that. Di Canio, that was incredible. Pistone dealt with the cross though. Carsley's not trying to get to the ball, and nor was Di Canio, who's trying to get a free kick. Well, we're dealing now in seconds. And it looks as though Lee Carsley's goal, an emphatic far post header, is going to win the day for Everton. Camera. Di Canio. Oh, he's got the cross in, but the prod, and it was no more than that goal, was from Cisse. It may represent West Ham's last chance. It does. After conquering Arsenal, it is a win at Upton Park for Everton to extend their excellent record down the years against West Ham in the Premiership. Lee Carsley came powering in at the far post to settle the match. The home hoodoo goes on for the Hammers. They'll be thinking, thank goodness for those 3 away wins. David Moyes has been saying that Everton are starting to stir again. Well, there's more evidence of that this afternoon. West Ham United 0, Everton 1.
There's a real determination about the team to build on last week's result today.
That's right, yeah. I mean, we're coming off the back of a great result. Confidence is high at the minute, so we're looking forward to, we're going into every game, thinking that we can win. So I mean, it's a great thing to have at the minute.
You're not a prolific scorer, but that was a really emphatic header.
That's right, yeah. I mean, the gaffers, emphasised that he needs me to get in the box more and perhaps nipping with a goal or 2. So I mean, that's one.
Did you feel you were hanging on at the end? They didn't give it up, did they?
They didn't. I mean, they're always going to have a lot of pressure in the second half. They pushed a lot of people forward, so it was difficult in the end.
With all the wind that was going on out there, what was it actually like to play, and what were the conditions like on the pitch?
It was poor. I mean, I looked out my window this morning and there was, outside the hotel, there was trees falling down. I thought, it's going to be called off, but like I said, I mean, that stadium's fantastic and it kept the wind off, more or less.
What's it been like this week with all the hype surrounding Wayne Rooney?
It's been okay. I mean, he's been having some real nightmares in training, so I mean, his feet are firmly on the ground. He's a great lad, and he deserves all he's going to get.
And have the boys been helping him keep his feet on the ground?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, he's like I say, he's a real good lad. Club means a hell of a lot to him, so I mean, he's got the club to his heart, so he's going to be a fantastic talent.
A win today. Where can you go on now?
I'm not sure. I mean, we haven't really set ourselves any targets. The way we're playing at the minute, who knows what could happen.
Well, you are the Barclaycard man of the match, Lee. Congratulations.
Connor, Lois, that's for you.
He's absolutely delighted. Well done. What was the foundation behind that victory?
Just great team spirit. The players have been playing well. Maybe didn't show it all the time tonight, but there was periods in the game where I thought we did pass the ball well and do quite well. And I think in the end, except for maybe the last 10 minutes where we were a little bit anxious about getting the victory away from home, I thought we had the best parts.
Is that perhaps what's happened to you in previous games later on, why you're anxious as well?
I think so. I think when you've not been used to winning, it becomes difficult. You're not quite sure how to do it in the end. And we've played really well away from home at Manchester City, Southampton, Aston Villa, and come away with no points. Similar performances today, if not better. But the points are what count, and we got them today.
How much did you feel you had overall control of the game?
Well, I thought that we had periods in the game where I thought that we did keep the ball, we passed it well, and we were trying to create chances, but it wasn't enough. I wanted more. I thought we could have done more than we did do in the first half, and I thought in the second half we got about it a bit better, and I thought we looked a threat at times.
A bit anxious at the end, were you?
Yeah, we were anxious, and you could see why, but, sometimes it's always easier for another team to become good when they're a goal down. The pressure's off them then, and I think West Ham were able to pile things on. They had nothing to lose then. We had a lot to lose, and we had to try and keep it.
Great call from Lee Carsley. Should he score more?
He's done really well since he came into the side. He's covered some ground, he's done smashing for us, and he scored a smashing header at the back post.
More than the 3 points today, the fact that you won away, what will that give you?
Well, we hope that it continues the way we're playing. There's great confidence, even since the start of the season, when maybe the results weren't what they are, but the performances haven't changed all season. They've been the same level. Even the Arsenal game last week, the game at Old Trafford, the game today, the performances have been the same level throughout the season.
This is Everton's best ever start in the Premiership. Because of all the hype and story surrounding Wayne Rooney last week, how much do you feel that people perhaps haven't noticed how well you're playing as a team?
Well, if your cameras would stop following him about in the warm-up and every time he comes off the bus, then it would help us all get on with it, which isn't helping the boy. But overall, the team's doing really well.
David, that's standard practice when a player makes an impact like that, and that's part and parcel of being a footballer. Do you not agree?
Yeah, not a 17-year-old one.
Well, when he comes up and scores against Arsenal, I mean, you've got to accept that as part of the story. And, we haven't spoken to him this week, as per your wishes. So, therefore, when he arrived at the ground, we haven't spoken to him then either. And we just focused on the game.
Yeah, you just were up his nose with a camera, really watching him everywhere he went. So I think that you and everybody else need to give the boy a bit of space and understand that we're trying to look after him, respect him. He's going to be a terrific English football player, and you should all look to try and do the best for him.